Hi there! So you've got some questions and I've got some answers and I've got the cameras. And this is a follow-up to my first video. Good introductory video to both. Yes, please, film in and around where you live in Warsaw and show us how both cameras do in less sunny. Then this is for you. I'll start with the GoPro in 10-bit. Now, 8-bit, still on the GoPro. You can see the difference when you look at the sky, and there is less noise. Look at the engines and the other black parts of my board at the bottom of the screen. There is a difference because 10-bit is basically more noise than 8-bit. And if you want to learn more about it, I will once again suggest to watch the 8 versus 10-bit B&H video. But going back to our footage. This is still 8-bit video on the GoPro, 5K, 30 FPS, widest lens possible, that's the hyperview. And now switching to DJI, 8-bit, because it doesn't support 10-bit for now. DJI promises it will support it in the future in 2 months' time or so, and I forgot to turn the stabilization on. It took me quite a while to figure it out, but finally I did, and here it is. DJI Action 3 4K 30 Ultra Wide with stabilization turned on. Let's switch to the GoPro again, 10-bit this time. There is a significant difference when you look at the clouds and also more noise on the engines of my board. Please remember that it's all filmed in Warsaw, Poland at 5 p.m. It's a typical afternoon here. Only in Europe, not in California. Night tests, please. Let's start with an evening test at 7 p.m. and compare the width of the lenses. DJI's ultra-wide lens is wider and less distorted than the GoPro's hyperview. GoPro is set to 5K 30, DJI to 4K 30. 4K is as high as DJI can go. I wanted to set GoPro to 4K 30, but it can't use the widest lens in this setting. I set GoPro to 10-bit video, DJI to 8-bit, and as we already know, we can expect a noisier footage from the GoPro.
But the main issue with low light, and this is especially important for you vloggers out there, is that the image quality gets worse when the subject, in this case me, is on the move.
It's not going to be any extreme movement, it's just me walking. And it's getting darker and darker outside. And that's it. And that's more or less the difference. Hope there is any. This caught my attention in the first video. This is me talking to the Action 3 with the windproof microphone at the bottom. And this is me talking to the GoPro. The image from the GoPro was darker. So let's do it again now. 4K 30, widest lens possible. 5K 30, widest lens possible. 8-bit on the Action 3, 10-bit on the GoPro. So the main reason I wouldn't want to vlog on an action cam is the fact that I have nothing to vlog about. But the second reason is they really underperform and this is not even low light situation. So let me quickly switch the GoPro to 8-bit. Does it look better now? Which will you choose for this studio vlogging? For me, this situation is far from perfect. Maybe that's why GoPro came up with the media mode some time ago. And with this case, you get the directional mic and you can mount something here and here. So if you don't have a GoPro light, but you have a... Let's pretend that I mounted it well. You can get an extra light. And now it's a vlogging machine. So the problem with Action 3 is that it has a case, but it's not a media mod. But you can modify it by yourself, following my steps. When you put the cam in the case, you get this extra mounting option on the side, and you can use the second clip. I don't even know what I'm doing now. And this is your extra DIY clip lights. Yep. It might look weird, but vloggers look weird in general. Probably there are some better solutions on the way, or even already on Amazon or somewhere else. But for now, it is what it is, and it works. Almost. What about HDMI out and mic? GoPro has media mod. What about DJI Action 3? I need to live stream and charge at the same time. There's no HDMI in this camera. I tried to use dongles, but wasn't successful. And I even reached out to DJI and asked them whether it's possible to connect the Action 3 to an external display, but they didn't reply yet. Does the Action 3 keep recording while it is plugged in? And when you film for many hours, is there any gap in between the different files? Yes, it keeps recording while plugged in, but I want to highlight one small detail regarding the filming for long hours. The maximum capacity of an SD card that you can put inside here is 256 gigabytes, while you can put up to 1 terabyte SD card in a GoPro. That's 4 times more. That's a huge difference. This is how the Action 3 splitted the 4K 60 footage that was roughly 14 minutes long into 4 separate files, no gaps between them. Each file would be 3.76 gigs, but the last one is only 16.5 megabytes because the camera has overheated. What about overheating and crashing problems? DJI Action 3 overheated after roughly 14 minutes of shooting, and it was plugged in. Maybe that has something to do with the overheating. So I guess that's it. It just turned off. Will I be able to turn it on? In the same scenario with the same settings, GoPro went on recording for 50 minutes before it finally gave up. And as far as crashing is concerned, I have nothing to report on yet. Any time-lapse mode available from any of these cameras? Yes, loads of options on both. There are some presets that you can use in certain scenarios or customize your time-lapse the way you want it. Night time-lapse, please. I didn't have much time for this, so here's a short one, really short one from the GoPro. Another one, actually the same one from the DJI. I'm not a photographer, so there's not much I have to say about the photos, but GoPro has a night mode and DJI doesn't. And the difference is visible. How long does the battery last? I'll let you know at the end of this video. I'm coming from a Hero 8. The major feature I like is the horizontal lock. With that being the case, do you recommend the Hero 11 or I jump ship and go with DJI? If I were you, I would go with the new GoPro, if you're happy with everything else on the Hero 8. There are other differences that might influence your decision, but as far as the horizon locking feature is concerned, I don't see differences between the DJI Action 3 and the new GoPro. In conclusion, this has number 11 on it. This is number 3, and I don't know if we can count the number 2. This is some kind of jewelry. It's nice, but I wouldn't personally count this as a action cam. So way more experience on GoPro's side and many more mistakes that the company could learn and did learn from. Footage from this camera looks great when the weather is great. DJI's front touchscreen is cool. And it seems like it performs a bit better in low light video, but there's some work to be done here. Overheating is an issue. And why release a camera that is capable of shooting 10 bit, but not giving this option to the users right away? I think that GoPro, being a bit more expensive and with more accessories available on the market, is a better fit for a hardcore user. This camera didn't change much from the previous model, and I think it's now a bit more reliable. DJI, on the other hand, is an interesting choice for a casual user or someone who hates GoPro and thinks that its interface is counterintuitive. The easy mode didn't help much here. DJI is not only more intuitive, but the touch works better on this camera. DJI has this nice battery charging case if you buy the Adventure combo, but I saw a similar one for the GoPro on Amazon for 20-something USD. And that's it. Thanks for your questions. Hope that helped, because I'm not doing another one until DJI releases the software update for 10-bit video here. Another one about action cams, I mean. Or should I make a video about the new action mode on the iPhone 14? Is it better than an actual action? No, I'm not doing it. You thought I'm gonna forget about it? No way, 100% battery on both, 4K stabilization is on. It's 15 degrees Celsius outside, that's 59 Fahrenheit, so no overheating issues. And after 1 hour of recording, GoPro's battery is at 32%. And I didn't see anything here, so I connected DJI Action 3 to the app and it's at 48%. So after 1 hour of continuous recording in 4K 30, I've used half of DJI's battery and 70% of GoPro's. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. Have a bearable one, and I hope to see you soon.